Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wadash. And I want to say Shalom to Aknakwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Come at you once again with another lesson. I'm glad to be behind this computer screen, man. It's been a while, with this new job. This new job's basically a piece of shit. I fucking hate it, man. So I'm in the process of actually looking for another one because, that's really the inspiration for this lesson, and it's good to have things happen like that at the end of the day, because through Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shai, I already got an interview lined up, so Lord willing, that goes well. But either way it goes, everything's through the Lord's will, right? Everything's through the Lord's will, and so that's just how it is, man. So you just pray, and you just hope the Lord gives it to you, and everything that happens for a reason, right? Learning experiences, different things, right? Learning patience is all sorts of different things, but every once in a while, more than every once in a while, but I mean, it depends on the level, right? You're always going to constantly be going through hells, but there's going to be different levels of them, right? This one, I mean, hey, it could always be worse, okay? It could always be worse. You could have, worse health issues. It could just be, there's many different things that could be worse, all right? But there's hells we go through, issues that we go through, and, things that are like a vexation unto us, all right? And Babylon is one of these constant vexations to us. It constantly has us pissed off. The people in it piss us off. The lifestyles in it that piss us off. It's everything about Babylon is a vexation, all right? The way people are, the way people look, just everything, all right? From the fucking top down to the very bottom, all right? Babylon is just a hell pit, all right? It's a pit of destruction. Wait, and it's destruction's already happening, but the main event, all right, is locked behind a fence, all right, and the event coordinator has not showed up yet, all right, and that event coordinator is Yahweh Shai, and when he opens up those gates, man, all hell is gonna let loose, literally hell, all right. The Christians always get their ideas of what hell is confused, all right. Well, hell, you're gonna go down to a pit and burn forever and ever, all right. That's why we did that compendium of Christian madness, and we dealt with hell. And I've dealt with hell tons and tons of times, but I feel like that was possibly the best version for me, at least in my current learning point, to get out everything about hell, how it came about, what, the fallacies about it, where they came from with Norse mythology, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, parts from the what do they call it? Dante's Inferno. It's part of another thing, but I can't remember what it's called. Something comedy, Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno, specifically that part. And a couple other instances as well, we talked about that, and they think that's what hell is. No, hell is the grave, the pit, and also the place of future punishment, all right, Gehenna. And what Babylon is essentially Gehenna, all right? This place is going to be a burning hellhole, man. This place is going to be literally a hellhole, a destruction hole, a hole of destruction, okay? And the title of this lesson is Babylon Must Burn, okay? Babylon must burn. This place has got to go. It's got to go away. It's stagnating. It is festering. All right, and it's a bug on the windshield of life that needs to be wiped away by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we're waiting for him to return. All right, with that squeegee to wipe away these bugs. All right, and who are these bugs? These heathens. All right, these evil motherfuckers that are running this world. Okay, and they fuck everything up. They make everything completely fucking crazy. All right, they've made the black woman too as well. So pretty much all of our vexation comes from Babylon and these motherfuckers that are running it. All right, you say, what do you mean they've created the black woman? Well, the black woman were never originally like this. Of course, they went off, but the state that they're in now has been cleverly manufactured. All right, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, have been sold a lie, all right, about their culture, and they say their culture is black. They say their culture is Mexican. Their culture is this, and that's not your culture, all right? Your culture isn't as an Israelite. You are an Israelite, all right? You're not some ragamuffin ass, bug out, black person, all right? Walking around, I got my rod and my gat, and that's that. All right, I let it blow, rat-a-tat-tat. All right, and you're not a fucking Mexican going around listen to corridos. All right, Cholino Sanchez, he's good and shit. And what do I mean like this? Well, I am that. I do listen to that. That's not who you are. Okay, that's how you are. That's not who you are. The Native Americans, all right, that's not even when the white man came, we were riding on horses. That's all manufactured bullshit that you think you are. All right, these Native Americans, they have the Thunderbird flew through the air, and you say, oh, we don't talk like that. A lot of them do. I've watched plenty of documentaries. There are plenty of them do. It's actually more Inuits that talk like that, but they're still like they're more like an Asian mixed in, but some of those guys are Jakes as well. Those ones more in Hawaii. But I've seen interviews with Native Americans before. They do talk like that. You say, we do not talk like that. Yes, you do. You do talk like that. All right? Just like the Mexicans down in California, they talk like this, Essie. They talk like that, all right? Stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. Just like white people talk like this. Hey, how you doing, Bradley? A wonderful day we're having, isn't it? They talk like that, all right? But none of that, all of that is just made up. Even that, how you doing, Bradley? That's made up. It's all made up because really they should be in the fucking mountains right now going ooga booga, all right, and braying like donkeys. Okay, because that's who Esau really is. But everything's made up. All right, you got black people thinking that all there is to do is rap and play basketball and sports, and that they're black and that they came from Africa, and all the other dumb shit. All right, you get really Rosa Parks stood up for our rights. She wasn't even the real lady. Okay, she was just a light skinned one that they had in the media. All right, because that's what the NAACP used. That's what they wanted to do. Okay, she's not the real Rosa Parks. Right. She was the real what was her name? I always forget. Real Rosa Parks. What was her name? Was that her? Claudette Colvin? Yeah, Claudette Colvin. Thought I remembered her name. I might be thinking of another lady, but Claudette Colvin. That's the actual lady here. All right, and she actually just died earlier this year, right? But that's the real Rosa Parks, not this. Come on now, oops. Not this lady, okay? Not this lady, okay? This is the real lady. This is not. Right, and that's what they do. They sell you a lie and they make you believe it. They sell you a lie and they make you believe it. Okay, and MLK was a fucking Mason. He was a Freemason. He was indoctrinated into that fucking white supremacy fucking religion, cult, whatever you want to call it. And it's some weird fucking occultism bullshit going on with the Masons. And he was a Mason. Alright? And at the end of the day, right before he died, he knew that he fucked up. Alright? He knew that he fucked up. And he more than likely was a Jake, all right? But at the end of the day, you can still be part of a white supremacist organization as a Jake. It happens all the fucking time. There's plenty of black cops, all right? So-called black cops. Plenty of them, okay? And that's a white you basically, congratulations, Jake. You joined the slave patrol, okay? That's where the original position of police came from. You can look that up. It's not bullshit, all right? Is it true that modern policemen stem from slave patrol? And it should say yes, or it's a bullshitting lie. Yes, modern American policing partially stems from slave patrols. Okay, but historians note its dual heritage also draws heavily from the British metropolitan police model. Sure. It says in northern night watches in the American South, formal slave patrols starting in the early 1700s created a blueprint for social control, enforcing racial hierarchies, and subduing the movement of black Americans. And what are they doing now? Racial hierarchies, subduing social control, and subduing the movement of black Americans. Where are you going? All right, do me a favor and take off those sunglasses and take that hood down. Where are you going? Where are you headed to? Why the fuck you need to know where I'm going? Okay? Who are you? You ain't God. All right? You ain't Yahweh. All right, why do you need to know where the fuck I'm going? Where are you going tonight? Where am I going? To jail, probably, because you're already trying to fucking reach, right? And they'll do that, man. I got pulled over one time, and this guy was just reaching for anything, man. Reaching for anything. Me and my girl got pulled over. And we put our hands up on the dash because they'll just shoot you. You try to reach for your phone or something, they'll just shoot you these days. Then the guy got all offended. Why do you have your hands up? I said, for your safety? Go ahead and put them down. All right. We're not going to do anything. Put them down. What's in that bottle? All right. And it was just a LaCroix. All right. I was drinking LaCroix at the time. And he said, what's in that? Hold that up. And I said, it's a LaCroix? And what's in it? I'm like, it's water. He's like, all right, okay. He's like looking around all in there and like fucking just being a fucking cunt, man. And that's a slave patrol, and that's Babylon. And another reason why Babylon must burn. And that's what this lesson's about. So that's what we're going to get into. And we're going to start with Isaiah 13 and 19 and 22. Now, there's old Babylon and new Babylon. Okay, there's old Babylon and new Babylon. And new Babylon is just like old Babylon, but worse. All right, this is the worst, most I can't even put into words, most just destruction worthy, just shithole of a scumfuck world, all right, that we live in currently, especially in Babylon. And it's fucking awful. It's the worst it's ever been. The sin is the most rampant amount that it's ever been in the world. The people are the absolute fucking most god-awful, inhumane, horrible pieces of shit that you'll ever meet, whether, I don't care what color of the fucking rainbow you come in. All right, whether you're an Edomite or Jake, whatever the fuck. All right, Jake's a bunch of fucking cunts. All right, half the fucking time. They're a bunch of, or I'll quote Elder Manata Zatba, Jake's an asshole. All right, Jake's an asshole. You know, we got the brothers, all right, the 1/3, all right, Lord One, hopefully that's what we're part of, and the sisters, right, that are part of that number as well. But everybody else, Jake too, fuck them, man. They're assholes, right? And they're 2/3, and that's why that's why the Lord has to sift Israel. All right, because half of these 2/3, half of these Israelites ain't worth a shit, man. All right, they are, to quote Eazy-E, ain't worth a food stamp. All right, they ain't worth a fucking food stamp, man. They ain't worth nothing. All right, they're out here acting like a fucking fool. They're pieces of shits. They're rude. The black women, they're fucking rude. All right, they think they know better. They're wearing fucking fake hair. They treat men like shit. All right, they don't want to hear nothing. All right, they treat basically everybody like shit. Mad black woman, the fucking stereotype of a fucking archetype of a woman. Now, why I mean I need no, just fucking go away. You got fucking white girls out here that think they're better than everyone, and their hairs fucking fall out. Can't even have a fucking baby. You got these Mexican ladies over here, and oh my fucking god, they're fucking fat. They look like fucking shit. All right, all they do is eat fucking Cheetos and put that bullshit in their bodies and grow mustaches. All of our fucking people, our people are destroyed. This place has got to fucking go. Babylon must burn. Esau's got to go. The so-called white man's got to go. The so-called Chinese man's got to go. The so-called Asian man's got to go. The so-called black and brown, all right, as far as the Israelites that are not part of the 1/3 that is the elect, all right, that is that predestination that the Lord chose as the chosen people amongst the chosen. They have got to go. They'll be reborn in the kingdom. They'll be right. But right now, they have got to fucking go. They've got to get the fuck out, all right? The Hamites, the so-called Africans, they've got to fucking go. All right, the so-called 1948ers over the Amalek, they've got to fucking go. All right, the Elamites, the so-called, Indians over there, they've got to fucking go. All right, the Arabs, they've got to fucking go. Everybody has got to go. Everybody has got to go. The only people that can stay is a very, very, very small remnant, and we can go and prove that. This is right here. This is Isaiah 19 and 12. Isaiah 1 and 9 through 12. It says, except the Lord of hosts had left us. Getting a little ahead of myself. All right. How long I rant for anyway? 13. I went 3 minutes over where I like to be. I like to do it before the 10-minute mark to get a scripture. But Isaiah 1 and 9 through 12, it says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We're going to get what a remnant is. It says we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been likened unto Gomorrah. And what happened to Gomorrah? It burnt the fuck up. And who burned it up? The Lord. Why? Because there was a rampant amount of sin, rampant amount of wickedness and iniquity going on there. A bunch of fucking faggot-ass homosexuals that weren't fucking listening. They wanted to have sex with angels. They were going completely against the Lord's rule. Again, just being fucking demons, man. And what did he do? He burnt it the fuck up. He sent down fire and brimstone and burnt it the fuck up. And let me just go and book a trip to Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, wait, I can't. You want to know why? Because it got burnt the fuck up. It got wiped off the fucking map, and it don't fucking exist anymore because the Lord destroyed it. And that's exactly what's going to happen in Babylon. This place ain't going to have no fucking name, okay? This ain't going to have a name. It's going to be just that landmass over there, okay? And there's not going to be any member. We're not going to think about it. It's not going to come to mind. We're not going to sail over here, all right? And how is that going to necessarily work with North America? I'm not sure. My wife had a pretty good potential idea. It could be that and this is just a potential. We shoot ideas. We don't necessarily know how it's going to be, because of course you have, if you look at the map of the world, or if you look up a world map, All right, you're gonna see that if we can't go to Babylon here, all right, we can't go to Babylon, then you have Canada here, all right, and then you have Mexico here. So who knows? So it's gonna basically be like a desert and a wasteland. And now this is just alleged because me and my wife, bounce ideas off of each other. Now who knows about how it's necessarily going to be? It's not going to be like full Pangea, as they say, like Pangea. Okay, this is what they say about Pangea, how it's all linked in, right? But all right, while it's mostly metaphorical, islands shall be moved. As Revelation 6 and 14, it says, talking of Babylon's destruction, Revelation 6 and 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll, that's those nukes, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Now, this is mostly metaphorical, but if you look at it in a physical sense, there could be, think about it, if you have such great, huge amount of nuclear warfare, a rampant amount of nuclear warfare, it could move some islands out of their place, all right? And you can look that up. Theoretically, in an extreme nuclear war, could islands move? It should say yes, an extreme one. Well, they can. It says no, islands cannot move as a result of nuclear war because they're anchored in massive tectonic plates. What if the plates messed up? I don't know about all this stuff. They could do it said substance. It says underground a massive megaton surface blast can collapse coastal shelves or cause localized land sinking, making a small piece of an island disappear beneath the waves, but this is destruction rather than movement. What if the plates messed up or something? Is there any scenario where they could move? No plausible scenario where nuclear weapons could disrupt or move tectonic plates. Extreme theoretics. A large asteroid impact, like the one could physically crash, displace, or shift the local crust. Yeah, well, that's going to be, miles wide, like the one. Yeah, well, that's essentially, it's going to be like that. It's going to be another, as they say, a nuclear extinction event. Okay, a nuclear extinction, a gravitational disruption, a close flyby of a rogue planet or black hole would pull the Earth's crust enough to violently tear the plates apart. So, and it's gonna be like a large asteroid impact, man. It's gonna be bad. Now I wonder. It says, and if the total combined of all global nuclear weapons is less than 1% of the energy released by a single 9.0 earthquake. So they're saying all global nuclear weapons, if they wouldn't even be a singular 9.0 earthquake, which is bullshit. That's bullshit. All right, and they're trying to make it seem like there's nothing to worry about, and there's plenty to worry about if you're not of the elect. Okay, but anyway, going back in there, they say the Bible is just BS anyway. They don't believe anything in it. So, what's the point? For what if some did not believe? Shall they make the truth of the Lord without effect? Yahweh forbid. All right, roughly paraphrasing. It says, "In heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places." And again, this is mostly metaphorical, but there could be some potential shifting. All right, there could be some potential shifting. All right, and that's the thing with. You got to think, if you put on your thinking hat, all right, if this place is just going to be a barren wasteland, you have Canada because United States is Babylon, all right, as it's been told. You hear America, but I've got it clarified that it is primarily United States, all right, not all of North America. Because that or America, because if you just said America, we say America because the United States is referred to as America, but there's North America, South America, Central America, right? There's a lot of different Americas, right? A lot of different Americas, but South America is not Babylon, okay? Canada is not considered a part of Babylon. And then, but yeah, you go and look at this. You got Mexico. All right. Some parts of it were colonized and basically made into Babylon, what it is today. But the rest of Mexico is technically not a part of it. So if we can go to Mexico and we can go to Brazil, we can go to Canada, but we got this little landmass here. Now there's a couple things that could happen. All right, we don't know everything exactly. That's the other thing. This is just speculation, because this isn't like stuff that the Bible will actually tell us. This is just speculation. We have what we need for salvation now, but we don't have certain things for like speculation. But that's what me and my wife are doing, is speculating. And it could just be a landmass just in the middle, all right, and you just know not to go on this one. You can go on this one, you can go over here, or it could be moved out of its place somehow. What, you know, anything could happen. It's the Lord that we're dealing with here, right? It could essentially be moved, and then, you know, you could have Canada, Mexico, and this could be, you know, some other landmass over here looking like Australia off the side, not attached to anything, and we just know, oh, we don't go over there. All right, there's a million different ways the Lord can have it, and we don't necessarily know how it's going to go until, you know, the Lord comes back, and then, you know, we, you know, get to it after, you know, a period of time, you know, getting everything rebuilt, and, you know, all again, a bunch more things that have to occur, right? So, back in Isaiah 1 in verse 9, it says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we got to get that word, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So the word we're looking here for is remnant, okay, remnant, all right, which is a small, right here, a remnant, a small surviving part, a leftover piece, or a trace of something that is gone. It's a trace of something that is gone. It is a leftover part, a surviving part. Okay, and that's who the remnant is. That's who the elect is the surviving part, the 1/3 that actually survive. All right, and make it. Now, all Israel is going to be saved. Now, that just means deliverance, as in the kingdom, they're going to, you know, have that. They're going to have the kingdom and forever to enjoy it. But there's two different types of salvation, all right? And that's what Christians get it confused. There's the salvation as you're saved from the destruction, and then there's salvation as in having everything and forever to enjoy it, and, you know, live eternally as, you know, rulers, all right? So all Jake is going to get the latter, all right, as I mentioned, but not all Jake is going to be saved from the destruction. There's going to be a lot of Jake that die. There's going to be more Jake that die than are saved here. All right, but they'll be reborn in the kingdom. They'll be right after, and they'll have that form of salvation, everything and forever to enjoy it. But they're not going to have salvation as in being saved from the destruction. Okay, that's why when these Christians say, "Oh, I'm saved through Jesus Christ," how? What has happened? What were you saved from? Yourself? Right. Well, yes. When you're talking about when you're saved, all right, saved means you were brought about and saved. Okay, your life was saved. You're still, you don't know what's happening. You haven't been saved yet. Okay, you haven't been saved. None of us have been saved yet. Okay, we were brought into the light of this truth, all right, through the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and through the mercy of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that He gave us this knowledge and this truth freely, but we have not been saved yet, as in, you know, we haven't been saved yet. The destruction is yet to come, so we don't know. Okay, now they say, my life has been saved because you changed. Yeah, well, you can think about it in that light, but there's bigger fish to fry right now, man, because we got a horrible storm, all right, coming, and that's what you got. You can, you know, I was saved, my life changed. Was it really, though? Because we're about to find out. Okay, so that's the bigger fish that you got to fry. Okay, is if you're going to make it through that. That'll show you if you really were saved or not. You can say you changed all you did, or whatever you say, or however you were or wasn't. All right. A lot of these Christians, again, they're just cosplayers. They just, you know, make believe and shit. That's what they do. But anyway, Isaiah 13 and 19 through 22, it says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Okay, and again, old Babylon got destroyed. New Babylon is going to be destroyed. You know, so scriptures about old Babylon and scriptures about new Babylon, they basically both work, because it's, again, same thing's going to happen that happened in Babylon, same thing that happened in Egypt, same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, and and so on and so forth, man. Those same things are going to happen, right? There's all going to be brought upon the world, all right? Destruction, plague, all right? Beast, everything, all right? Everything. Lord's essentially going to open up, it's an old folk tale, Pandora's box, all right? What is Pandora's box? All right, it says Pandora's box is a famous myth from ancient Greece, and it's not mythology, it's not a religion thing. That's why I mention it. It's just mythology. As far as I know, it's not religion based. It's just Greek mythology, which has some religion intertwined in it, but it's all just bullshit anyway. A lot of that stuff, they consider a lot of like the old Greco-Roman mythology as part of religion. It's not a religion, all right? You're trying to make a series of stories, and I mean, you have Homer's Odyssey. It's a good story. They have a lot of good stories and little made-up tales and little folk tales. And, it's like talking about little creatures that don't exist and shit like that. But it doesn't make a good religion, okay? You can take ideas and thoughts from Greco-Roman mythology that are actually like decent things to learn, all right? Because they have learning things in them. But they don't make a good religion. They're not a good religion. It's like some people try to turn Stoicism, all right, into a religion. And, it's good to be a Stoic, but at the same time, it's not really a religion. It's more of a philosophical viewpoint, all right? And that's the way I basically view, like, a lot of the Greco-Roman mythology and stuff. Now, when they start getting into too much into the gods and shit, that's fucking bugged the fuck out. And knowing how their shit, they probably consider Pandora some type of goddess or some shit. But a lot of that stuff it's just like, and the Bible does it as well, but that's all that, there's a lot of things that aren't like that in the Bible as well, but they're, in Greco-Roman mythology, they're basically just a series of, like, tales, a series of tales. They're like good little standalone storybooks, but they're not really something you could base your life around, but they're good little things that, you can, ponder at and think about that, and they basically, you can think, oh, that's, like a good, like, the moral of the story is, it's like basically like Greco-Roman mythology is basically like a 90s black sitcom, all right? Now, that's why we all got to stay together, right? Oh, sorry about that. Did I do that? Right? It's there's a learning lesson to be had. Like My Wife and Kids, Family Matter, all of it, all right? Even the white shows had it, right? That's all Greco-Roman mythology is. All right, so Pandora's box, if you don't know, it's a famous myth from ancient Greece about the first woman, Pandora. Again, bullshit, bugged out, but it has a point. This is in a container that released all human evils. It originates from the poet Hesiod about 700 BC. Today, the phrase is a common saying for any action that causes a huge, unexpected mess. And that's not necessarily... well, it depends on the way you use it. It's not always a huge, unexpected mess. It's like troubles, like, oh shit, you really opened up Pandora's box, man. Like, oh, you brought some hell upon yourself. You've unleashed hell, right? So that's what it means. I've never heard of a huge unexpected mess. Like, oh, I've just really opened up Pandora's box for like an unexpected mess. I've never heard that. I've heard it more for when like something, like for example, you're in a mechanic shop or something and you fucking drop an engine or blow a cylinder or something. Oh fuck, man. Oh my god, you really opened fucking Pandora's box on this one. When the boss hears about this, we're fucked. Like, as in, like, they're gonna bring all this fucking evil down and all this horrible shit, right? Not just like, oh, an unexpected mess. So I don't know why they made it as that. But anyway, the myth in the jar. So Zeus, all right, their version of God, all right, gave Pandora a gift and told her never to open it as punishment because Prometheus stole fire from men. See how bugged out it is? But it says the mistake. In the original story by Hesiod, the container was actually a large storage jar called a pithos, not a box. Later translations and art turned it into a box, so it's really Pandora's jar. It says the release driven by curiosity, and see, this is a false religion here, but even then it shows women as how they are, right? You have Eve opening, yeah, Eve. You have Eve over here, eating the fruit of knowledge, all right, which is, of course, not literally an apple. Christians think it's an apple or actual piece of fruit she ate. No, it's just fruit of knowledge. It's just forbidden fruit, knowledge that shouldn't have been known. Okay, they found out they were naked, shouldn't have been known that. You didn't know you were naked, all right? You would have had no idea about those things. Found out about life and death, shouldn't have been known about those things. Could have lived forever had you not done that. And so you got Eve doing that, and even in false religions, look, they got Pandora open a jar. All you had to do was not do it. You were told specifically by your God in this scenario, all right, in this bugged out religion, Zeus, to not open it, and you opened it, which is just funny to me. that even in these false religions that they portray women the exact same way. It's pretty much all throughout, even in Islam. All right, women are always portrayed the same. You know, because it's true. All right, thousands of years of knowing how women act will get you this, right? So despite it being a false religion, they have an accurate depiction of a woman, right? Driven by your curiosity, Pandora, the woman, opened the jar, letting loose diseases, hate, sorrow, and trouble into the world. It's the Bible. All right, it's a ripped off version of the Bible. All these false religions are ripped off of the Bible. She let disease, hate, sorrow, and trouble in the world. So that's Eve. All right, she brought, had that fruit of the knowledge she wasn't supposed to know, and then that's you live and die. All right, through her we all die, as the scriptures say. So, left behind, she chose to live just in time to trap hope inside, which is humanity's only comfort against these evils, which is stupid because no, that's not our only comfort against these evils. All right, those different things, disease, hate, sorrow, all these wickedness and trouble in the world, our comfort against those is Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, and comforter. So and also the Lord is likened to a strong tower. All right, the righteous runneth into it and saved. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it is saved. Roughly paraphrasing. So, yeah, man. So that's again, you can pull that apart like chicken off the bone. So, what else do I want to get? So I can mark that one down because we got that one. I got the reggae music going today instead of the normal hip hop. So, because I was listening to some Peter Tosh and some Max Romeo. I was listening to War in a Babylon, tribal war in a Babylon, right? And also, was it Babylon Burning? Oh no, Babylon Burning, right? That one's good too. But I was listening to Fire, they have no water, right? Which is a bunch of good songs. Again, Benjamin over there, right? They got the our people like to go and make some bugged out shit talking about Jah, all right, which is not the correct name for the Father. They just went with the scripture that said Jah and just ran with it, all right? And then they also run with the I am, all right? They say that a lot, all right? You'll hear our people say that, I am, all right? And it's just bugged. Close, all right? Close, but no ganja cigar. So no cigar, no ganja cigar. So, But yeah, man, we just can't wait for this place to go because we hate this place. Okay, we really do hate this place. We just hate it, man. We just hate it. I can't even express how you hate it. I mean, you hate it, and sometimes you hate it so much you don't even think that you hate it. Right? I don't even know if that makes sense, and it doesn't. Sometimes you hate it so much you don't even think that you hate it. And it's like because it's so ingrained in you that it's just like this place is like is it spiteful? I don't think spiteful. That would be us being spiteful. No, what's the word? Bitter. Alright, very bitter. Pungent. Feeling angry and resentful, bad experience, harsh, yeah, so we're just bitter about it. We just really don't like it. We hate this fucking place. And we're so, bitter for this place, against this place. Vexed, alright? We have so much vexation caused by this place, alright? Vexation. A state of annoyance, irritation, worry that something caused these feelings. So the irritation and annoyance and just bitterness. We hate this place so much, and we get accustomed to it. So sometimes, you get so accustomed to it. You're like, do I hate this place? Do I really hate this place like I should? And then, Yahweh Shemi Shai will send you something to let you know, I do fucking hate this place. Thank you, Yahweh Shemi Shai. Thank you for reminding me how much I fucking hate this place. All right, really, because we need it. All right, so call all Yahweh Shemi Shai when that happens. I mean, it's not fun when we go through those things because it pisses off. You don't want to just be pissed off. All right, it brings you stress. Sometimes you feel sick. Raise your blood pressure. Raise your heart rate. You get all fucking angry. Sitting in the goddamn car, listening to Scarface. Just getting all mad. Now the funeral is over, and all and dried up, right? I was doing that earlier, you know. I got my pistol pawn cocked, ready to lay shots not stop until I see your monkey ass drop and let your homies know who done it. You got all mad, fucking listen to the car. You got to listen to some angry music because you're mad, man. And sometimes, you know, that angry music, you got to use it right. If you can't use it right, then don't use it, because Jake, see, the thing is, Jake gets to in their feelings and they'll go out and do something with that. All right, it's not like that with me. When I put on that music when I'm angry, you know, I get out my frustration. You know, I'll rap along with it and get my frustration out and just fucking calm the fuck down. All right, sometimes Jake get in it. Yeah. I'm using these as an instruction. I know what I'm gonna do. No, it ain't fucking instruction. Just, you know, listen to it. No, don't let it take over you, and just get your anger out. All right. You know, and just, you know, just thinking, you know, sometimes, you know, you just got to get that anger out, man, especially as a man. You know, like, just like, man, I like to fucking go smack that motherfucker. I ain't gonna do it, but I'd like to. Fucking bitch, treat me like a punk. All right, fucking hate that motherfucker, man. And then you be in the car, you know, call law you how bosh me out shy, and please curse that guy. Take that guy out, Lord, please. You know, you be praying all mad, and you're like, please take that guy out, man. Because these people or that lady or whoever, you know, these people disrespect you. They're just evil, just fucking just pieces of shits, man. They treat you like, you know, they're proud, like, oh, I'm nothing. And you say, no, Lord, please take that person out, because they're too proud, man. They gotta go. Please, Lord, not man, you know, you don't throw that in there, but please take that person out, Lord. They gotta go. This wickedness is just the proud, and pride goeth before destruction. These prideful people, a lot of people are just prideful. They're prideful. They think they're better than you. They want to talk down to you. Another thing is that people take compassion as a form of weakness. Okay, and that's the thing is, I've always been a compassionate person, man. All right, I'm not gonna treat you like that. I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated. All right, when it comes to a workplace. Now, you Edomites and these people in the world, all right, when we talk about that, no, fuck y'all. But at the end of the day, when I see you in person, all right, it's nothing personal. All right, I'm just talking about your people in general, all right, and Jake in general, all right. This is who we talk about. But when we're in person, we don't have anything specifically a bone to pick with you. It's just how you are. It's not who you are. It's how you are. Okay, it's not who you are. You know, we see you shake your hands and shit. There's plenty of people I was cool with, but they gotta go. All right, they gotta go. It's just one of those things. They gotta go. The Lord, and it's because it's not our rule. It's the Lord's rule. All right, and these people can't exist in the capacity that they are now. They gotta go. Right. But so it sounds like a hypocritical statement to make. That's why I wanted to explain that. Oh, you say all these things, but you're not. Yes. When it comes to in person, I don't care if you're an Edomite. I don't care what you are. All right, at all. Okay. If I see you, all right, you say hi, I'm gonna try to say hi to the best of my ability. If you get me in a bad mood, I might not. All right, I'm not really the friendliest guy when it comes to wanting to wave and stuff like that. But when it comes to the workplace or other places, I'm gonna be nice to you. If you talk to me, I'm not gonna get away from you, you fucking punk. All right, there's times where old Edomites talk to me in the store. I don't really want to be talked to, and I don't want to have that old Edomite small talk. But I'll do it. Let's say, oh yeah, nice day, isn't it? Oh yeah, could be hotter. You know, it could be hotter. We got it. You know. It was hotter last year, actually, so I'm glad to have it. Yeah, it sure is. You from here? No, you know, I'm not from here. I move around a lot, but I've been here for a couple years. Oh, yeah, that's great. You know, what are those? You got the barbecue chips? Oh, yeah, these are actually pretty good. You tried them, actually, you know, this one. Oh, yeah, I haven't had those. I think I'll try them. Yeah, man, they're pretty good. You should go and, you know, try them out. They're pretty good, actually. I think they're going to sell for like 2 for $3 right now, man. They're pretty good. All right, don't have a conversation, you know, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no problem, man. Have a great day. All right, because again, compassion. All right, being again, it's it's nothing personal. Okay, it's nothing personal. If it was personal, if we were to take a look, because at the end of the day, my mom's Edomite. She's got to be destroyed. All right, that's my mom. I love my mom, but at the end of the day, that's what has to happen. All right, the Lord has everything happen the way that it is, and I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna go, Lord, you can't kill my mom. It has to happen. It has to. All right, because if she is truly an Edomite, then she might, you know, she's done things. All right, and all Esau is guilty. Okay, I'm not gonna plead. I'm not gonna get down on my hands. Please, Lord, please. No, I ain't gonna do all that. All right, not happening. Okay, but at the end of the day, I love my mom. Right, I love her. I enjoy her company. I love when she comes down. Right, but at the end of the day, it's business, man. It's business, and that's the way it's got to be. Okay, that's the way it's got to be. It's business, and it's the Lord's will. Okay, and the Lord's will is our will as well. All right, and we should be exemplifying that in our actions. So, yeah, man, it's just one of those things where you just look, man. These people, when they see it, we're gonna say hi. I still hold the door open for them. No, knowing full well these people are probably pieces of shits, more than likely. But at the end of the day, you don't know, man. When I go out, I'll be wearing sometimes I wear a metal band shirt, right? Like I'll be looking like sometimes I wear a battle jacket, right? Out. You would never know me. You would never realize that, you know, like stuff like this. My jacket isn't filled up, but this is a battle jacket, right? It's basically like it's got, you know, basically a vest with a bunch of band patches on it, right? You sew it on yourself. And some people have the satanic shit all over it. Mine doesn't have any of that, but it just depends on what bands you want, right? Then you get your different bands. Some people have it all the way filled up. Some people have it lower, different color patterns and stuff. I wear that. Sometimes I'll wear like a, you know, regular band tee underneath it, right? Like that. Look at that. That's an obituary, slowly we rot shirt. They got a bunch of bands on there, but yeah, man. And, you know, I wear that, and you wouldn't know. It's not like I'm walking around with a shirt that says Hebrew Israelite, number 1, Benjamite, right? No, you're not going to see that. It's not something that I wear. So you wouldn't know, all right? So if they don't know me, how am I going to know that you're that you're an Israelite? Well, sometimes, unfortunately, I can tell because you're in the middle of a fucking Target line wearing fringes. Yes, I've seen it, and yes, I think I've showed you the picture before. All right? Completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. So, but it happens. It happens. So, you know, you don't know who somebody could potentially be. Just like they don't know who I am. All right? I've had people at my old job that be like, oh, I like you, you know, you're cool. No, I'm not. And you would hate me if you knew who I was. You would hate me if you knew who I truly was. If you knew what I thought about the Edomites, who you are, you would not like me. If you knew what I thought about Babylon and what should happen to it, you would not like me. If you knew what I thought about women, alright, you would not like me. If you knew what I think about simple ass fucking bugged out effeminate ass Jakes and Bati man, Bati boy, alright, blood clot man, alright, you would not like me. You would not like me. You'd say, oh my gosh, he's so and so phobic. Oh my god, he's not very inclusive. Where's the diversity? You wouldn't like me. You wouldn't like me. You wouldn't like me if you knew that I was a so-called Jake supremacist that doesn't like Bati boy and Bati mama man, right? Don't like any of that shit and that feminism bullshit and that all the Edomites gotta go. You would not like me. You would hate my fucking guts. So don't say that you like me. Oh, he's really cool. No, I'm not. Not to you. All right? Not to you. I'm not cool. All right? Matter of fact, I stay pretty warm most of the time. All right? Anyway, enough with the puns. But yeah, so, you know, I'm not cool. That's the thing, but you're cool. No, I'm not. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. All right? You don't know who I am. You don't know how I am. You don't know what I am. Just like I don't know who you are, how you are, what you are. We don't know who any of us are. I could be in the fucking basement chopping the heads off of kittens for all you know, and fucking putting them on spikes. Right? I could be what else? I could be, you know, harvesting organs from somebody, I could be doing all sorts of crazy shit, right? I'm not, right? But how would anybody really fucking know? Nobody would know. The only person that knows is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's why we don't justify ourselves before men. We have to justify ourselves before Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because men don't really know shit. Men don't know what we're doing. They don't know, all right? The Lord knows all things. Okay, he sees what we're doing behind the scenes. All right, these people don't know what we're doing. I don't know what someone's doing behind the scenes. There could be someone out there that's calling themselves in the truth, and they are cutting the heads off of kittens. But fuck that shit. I don't like that shit. I love cats. Cats are one of my favorite animal. They are my favorite animal because wolves are actually technically been all my favorite since I was a kid. They were my favorite animal. I used to have dreams with wolves in them a lot, which is funny, you know, when you find out you're Benjamite. But wolves, and then other than wolves, I always like the Arctic wolf the best. Those are always the coolest ones if you look those up. Arctic wolf or wolf. Yeah, these things are always crazy cool. Right? They technically have leprosy of the skin, but I just always thought the images like that were cool, especially with their eyes, because they just stand out. Like, they just look like, I don't know, they just have this presence. Wolves are all cool, all right? Wolves are just cool. They got this presence, all right? And they're like dogs. I don't like that. See, and you got to Edomite fucking shooting one. That pisses me the fuck off. What are you doing that for? Right? What are you doing that for? That shit pisses me off. I didn't even know I was gonna be pissed off coming over here. Yeah, look, they're cute, man. They're just like little puppy dogs. You just want to give them some belly scratches and stuff. And I love cats too. Cats are great. I actually like cats better than dogs, but yeah, I like cats, man. I like Bengals. I don't know what my favorite is. Probably I just like a standard gray tabby cat, honestly, because that's what my old cat was a gray tabby cat. Just a standard little gray tabby cat. They're cute as shit, man. This is what my old cat looked like. Yeah, look just like that. Yeah, cute as shit, man. Cute as shit. Look at those little guys. I don't know how anybody couldn't like cats, but I like all animals. I even like snakes, lizards. All right, I like them all. All right, because they're all, cute little guys. I like pigeons. I'm really a big fan of pigeons. I like birds and pigeons. All right, it sounds crazy when I see a pigeon. I like to say hi to it. They're little creatures. Right? You say hi to a dog, you say hi to a cat. Why wouldn't you say hi to a pigeon? It comes up by you and you're like, hey, how you doing, little buddy? All right? If you have a, snack or something for it, I'd throw it, but I don't really be carrying pigeon snacks on me. But anyway, just be compassionate as much as you possibly can. You see the apostles, see the elders, Edom might come up to them and ask them for money. They'll help. All right? They'll help. They don't say, oh, get away from me, you fucking dirty Edomite, you bitch. No, they don't say that. Right? They don't say, I don't want to talk to you because you're an Edomite. No, unless they come up saying some, heretical bullshit. Right? They'll talk to them. And at the end of the conversation, I think that guy was an Edomite, but he was kind of cool for an Edomite. Right? Or they say, that guy was probably a Jake. It just depends. They'll assess the situation. But anyway, Jeremiah 50 and 35 through 40. Anyway, but what I was getting with that is that looks can be deceiving and actions can be deceiving. All right, there's people that could be. That's what I got in on. I was getting on Jake. There could be Jake in this truth. That's what I was saying. That's cutting the heads off of kittens and doing organ harvesting and doing all sorts of shit. A thief. All right, robbing banks. All right, doing all sorts of crazy shit, and we wouldn't know. All right, the Lord will eventually have it revealed. But that's because the Lord sees and hears and knows all. All right, man, we necessarily don't. But the Lord will reveal those things unto us if those people are around us so we can get around from them. All right, so he can keep us safe, right? So Barak Dihalbashmi Shy for that. So this is Jeremiah 50 and 35 through 40. Let me check the time, how long we've been going. About 47 minutes. Well, we'll probably cut it here soon, and I'm going to just continue up with another lesson tomorrow, finishing up, because I got a few, because I've been, talking a lot. But Jeremiah 50 and 35 through 40, it says, a sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. It says, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore, the wild beasts of the deserts with the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and there shall be no more, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. So there you go. I like in 39, what is that, the NLT? It says, soon Babylon will be inhabited by desert animals and hyenas. It will be a home for owls. Never again will people live there. It will lie desolate forever. I will destroy as I destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and their neighboring towns, says the Lord. No one will live there. No one will inhabit it. I like it. 39 in the Amp Bible says, therefore wild beasts of the desert will live there in Babylon, but the jackals, the ostriches also will live there. It will never again be inhabited with people or lived in from generation to generation. As when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and their neighboring cities, saith the Lord, so no man will live there, nor shall any son of man live there. So I'll probably leave it at that. And then the next one I want to get in tomorrow's lesson is, of course, going into Revelation 18, 1 through 8, and then jump in 20, maybe 20, 22, 20, 20, 21, and then a couple ones. But yeah, man, so that's what I got. I actually got a little curse that I want to send out on Babylon. See brothers do it from time to time, so I wrote one up for the lesson specifically. I might use the same one, just do it every single during closeout, but I might also make another one for tomorrow because it's pretty easy to make these. All right, so basically what this prayer says is, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, please send great curses and destruction upon Babylon. And then, so it's Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and then it says, at the end, it's Ba Hashem Rakak, so in the name of the Holy Spirit. So in the Hebrew, it's going to be Yahweh, of course, Lord, the Father's name, Ba Hashem, in the name of, which means in the name of, Yahweh Shai, that's the Son's name, of course, Babu Shah, that means please, Shalak, that means send, Rabbah, all right, which is great, all right, like, or like many, great or many. Technically I had what was it, Gadol, all right, but I changed it over to Rabbah. So let me actually change it over, because Gadol is great, but Rabbah is many. Okay, it's like many, like several. Okay, Rabbah, Ararium. So Arar is curse, Ararium is curses. Wa, which is and, Abadium. So if you put abad, it's, destroy. Abadjum is destroying or destruction. And then Isle, which is upon, Babal, Babylon. So all together, and then Ba Hashem, which means in the name of, Rakah, Spirit, Quadash, Holy. Okay, so Holy Spirit at the end. So in full. All right, I'm gonna close out first. So that's gonna be the lesson. So Lord willing was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash, and of course Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Babu Goshar, Shalak, Rabbah, Ararium, Wa, Abajam, Al Babal, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash, Babu Goshar, Babu Goshar, Babu Goshar. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Keep sending curses up on this place. Lord willing, we'll be out of here soon. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.